Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to Lion Voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. The king of kings and the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. I like himself. Where's rightful ruler? Hey yo! Eli! Hail them high, hail the black king on the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them comes without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill the lion we come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, and I strive, see sufferation, and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in a Toronto, straight at
Sistrin, your voices, we need to hear the H.I.M voices. Only 3% of the channel, less than 3% of the channel viewers right now are Sistrin according to the analytics. Now some Sistrin might be on an account that's registered as a male, so that might not be the truth. However, I need to hear from my Sistrin, please. And this is gonna be, there's no other Rastafari platform on the web that's gonna have more Sistrin than I. I know too many Sistrin around creation, and I'm gonna be bringing them all on this platform. So Sistrin, the item have a voice here, because as brethren, even though it's 97%, we need to know how the Sistrin are speaking, what the Sistrin's thoughts are, because our duty is to provide and protect for these Sistrin. And today topic, we're going to talk about something that is central to the core of this channel, which is family. The Rastafari family, the Pan-African family, the global family, it's all connected. But the Rastafari family in particular, we just had a interview, a live Lion Talk live return with Empress Marina Blake, Rastafari attorney. And one of the things that she was saying was the importance of the family.
And I thought, listen, we as sisters, Rastafari empresses, we bear a lot. Because a lot of times the brethren, they misbehave. And some of them misbehave terribly. And put us in some, very bad positions, leave us in some bad economic, financial position, and the children too, without their parents. A man cannot just go and repatriate and one time to Africa and never come back. What about your children? What about your woman? Or if you don't even have a woman, what about your children? We cannot repatriate without our children. We need to make provisions for them. You cannot abandon your family. The family is the building block. Talk about nation building. You can have no nation without children, without the mother, the father, the mother, and the children. That is the basis of any culture.
The discipline required, the virtue required for maintain, a healthy family, and she was able to show through her own journey, the example, and even some of the things that Prince Emmanuel did up at Bubble Hill to try to preserve, a certain structure within family and within the empresses, and certain things that, was specific to that time and place. So we definitely encourage ones, go watch the Lion Talk live that just passed. And again, today's episode, we're going to talk about the family. I'm going to go into the Constitution, the revised Constitution, Article 48. I see on WhatsApp the people passing around provisions of the Constitution. Some I love that, because now we want to leave the surface of this tradition that we call Rastafari. We want to look at what did Haile Selassie actually do. What was the teaching? what was prescribed for Ethiopia, what was the foundation, the physical, the literal foundation that was set to allow an environment for Zion, or the building of heaven on earth, to flourish, because that's how we look at Ethiopia and His Majesty's reign, as being there to establish a foundation. The highest of Himself shall establish I and I. First constitution ever in the most ancient land on the African continent, the land that had never been conquered by outside forces. So the fact that this last sovereign space of African land was brought underneath law, a constitution, because before that, the emperors ruled by decree, meaning that, the royal decree go out. The Kebra Nagas was there kind of as a guideline, and the Feta Nagas was there as a guideline. So there were other documentation that was used to guide, so the emperors couldn't go outside of those realms necessarily. But in fact, in application, the emperors ruled by their decree, and there was no protection for the citizen against the power of the powerful. So by His Majesty setting a constitution for the first time, you really free the captives, elevate the Ethiopian from a peasant to a citizen, which is a different level, because now citizens were given rights under the constitution, including in the revised constitution the right to elect officials. You know what I mean? So these are great things. But one of the things, again, that we see in the establishment of Zion through the constitution is that the family was given special protection under the law. And everything that we see within Rastafari, we have to look at very keenly, because as I talk to the sister, as I reason with other ones, brethren, that I will also be bringing forward on the channel, this theme continues to come up, because we see that trauma is preventing a lot of the work that we have to do to establish this heaven on earth of which we speak. Big up all of the Lion Pride, and big up all of the ones them in the comments. Some people, when they see what we talk about, it's fantastical, it don't make no sense, and they share that, and I welcome that, because this is not a yes man channel. So put your opposition in the channel. However, as Rastafari, we can't let the spectators on the side sway us from the mission that we know that we have been called to do. And why we say Zion and the earth is because we can't set our goal any lower. When we talk about the hungry fed, the naked clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, the infants cared for, and His Majesty says the ignorant instructed, that you're basically talking about heaven on earth, right? That's so, because that's not happening in the current creation, the current manifestation, the Greco-Roman reign that we currently find the globe operating under. We don't see these things, and we could argue that these things have never really been achieved in human history. So these are worthy goals, and His Majesty again set the mandate for these goals for His children. So there's nothing less that we can fight to attain than the building of heaven on earth. And this is why, when you look at it from that perspective, this is why repatriation becomes so important. A lot of people say, boy, wherever you're there is repatriation, but no, the stone that the builder refused becomes the head cornerstone. As a builder, and big up all of our engineers. We have a couple engineers that watch the channel. We have a couple builders. A brethren just mentioned me in the comments, and I'm going to reach out to the brethren, and we're going to talk about, because brethren have been reaching out as they see the content about their skills and want to connect. So we're going to talk about that to the end of the episode, of how we can connect, because this is not a talk shop. As you can see by the people I bring on the channel, is that work is happening behind the scenes. We're bringing on heavy hitters within the immunity, ones who are workers, not the talkers, because we don't have time for the theoretical part. We give thanks as young Ras sit down and back and forth with woolly heap of theory and that is also necessary. That's the realm of the youths. As the adults in the trad now, our responsibility is to build. Whatever you want to say about our elders left us, bequeathed us, I generation X. Our elders left us with a heritage, with an integrity, with a spiritual, mansion. That means that anywhere I go on the earth, we get respect. I can go to any ghetto around the world right now. And while there's going to be danger because we're not naive, I have a better chance than most people on the planet of going through in an Irish fashion. And most time it's going to be even higher because the bad man them who are in these areas, they respect Rastafari. We didn't do that. That was established by the ones who came before us. So we give thanks for the heritage that was bequeathed. Now our generation responsibility is to build institutions. The number one institution that we must build is the family.
Yeah, Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Tell the people about embrace many. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, well, through the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see the city streets them flood. But when the hurricane blow down their wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, that light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, but they see their city streets them flood. When the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me now budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people, maybe that's why Babylon them so evil. Maybe Babylon abused as a child. That's why them no like the light when you smile. That's why them no like how your body curve. The way how you dance kept on Babylon nerve. Them no know how the Almighty you serve. Want to be a queen, so a king you deserve. And I'll be by your side when things get worse. When the city flood cause the dam just burst. When you can depend on no state or church. Firm like a man in an Haile Selassie first.